from bricks, Knox finest.
Yeah, yo, we live, yeah, those finest, yeah, we live,
Welcome to the Seventh Letter Podcast. He is I, and I am him, the letter G. Glad to have you here with me. Damn, I messed that part up every episode, but I'm gonna get it soon. Took my sons to drop them off at the barbershop to get their haircuts, man. I'm gonna post this as the checklist for Monday. You know, when I took on this thing of wanting to start my own podcast, I was excited, and I didn't really think about like all the time it would take, and it became number one in my life. Not saying that I started to lag at being a husband and father, but I definitely took a backseat. It made my education take a backseat to the podcast. And after my trip to Costa Rica and my restart, I realized that with this recalibration, I have to get back to my focus as far as school goes. So yes, my goal is to post 3 times a week, but it was hurting my grades and my focus. I also have to go to the hospital and do clinical, and I started to lag with that. I'd be so exhausted, and I was feeling like I had to meet this, you know, this criteria or these amount of podcasts per week. So I decided to keep it at 2 a week because I need I need to focus on my school. You know what I mean? I got so much accomplished in the last week. Like, I caught up with everything. I began to go back to the library again and do that. So I did so much, and I think that I got my focus back scholastically, which fell to the wayside because of my goal to post 3 videos a week. And learning how to, like, I got excited because I learned a new thing. I learned how to edit my own videos, so that was exciting to me. And but my scholastics took a backseat to it, and that can't be because I'm paying a lot of money for this education, by the way. So I had to get back to it. So that's the thing. When I got back, so back to the working out, you know, and eating right. I wasn't really, my diet was kind of ass. I was eating later in the day, so that didn't help any, you know what I mean? I didn't put on any weight, but I was starting to lose my focus and stuff. So put that in the trunk. Wanna get back to that. So I'm gonna get back to that today. I'm gonna cook all my meals and stuff and get back to the real shit again. You know what I'm saying? Get back to the real shit. So we on Thursday, I think, I went to my old community college to shadow not shadow, but I guess my professor wanted me to come, being in that he was an African-American professor at the school, and the school is predominantly white. There weren't many black people there, and at that point in my life, I needed an angel. You know what I mean? I needed someone that was going to take care of me and show me a different way to carry myself. So I met this professor who was, he was black, he was tall like me, he was smart, everyone respected him. He wasn't a street nigga, he wasn't tough. So he asked me a question, you know, like, have I ever felt unsafe being a black man? And I said, well, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't. Well, I guess because I used to carry myself so aggressively in normal life, I guess I was afraid, but I wasn't afraid of like white people or nothing, because they weren't around. I mean, I guess I was afraid of the police. I never really felt comfortable around cops in my life. And not that I was like a street nigga, crazy, wild street nigga or nothing, but I just never felt comfortable around them because they always fucked with us. It was never a positive interaction. And I had uncles. My uncles were police officers. So And they would tell me that, nah, just do what they say. They're scared and they can shoot you off the pretense of them being afraid. So just do what they say, hand them your license, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? That was my, my relationship with the police. You know what I mean? Other than my uncles, I did not have many positive interactions with them, and that's just being honest. So he invited me to this thing because they're having this initiatives to want more African Americans to come to school, which I think is great because in Morris County it's predominantly white. When I was there weren't many black people, and when I came back the other day, there were a whole bunch of black administrators, which was just a wonderful thing to see. They were just beautiful people, smart, articulate, everything that you kind of want in that position where they represent us to the fuller. They represent us well, you know? And they were like, the fact that I was so taken aback of their presence in that position, they were surprised, but not very much so, but they were just like surprised that that was something that I recognized. You know what I mean? I felt like, no, it was just a good thing, a really good thing. He introduced me to his younger students, these guys, and they were all black. They looked like they were part of the basketball team. I hate to characterize them like that, but they were tall as shit. So I imagine that they were a part of the basketball team. And they were black, and they was like, Mr. Williford I'm sorry for saying his name, but this professor has the ability he commands your respect. And not in a rowdy way or being disrespectful or belittling you, but he is like he's a he's the type of guy that you're gonna respect, period. Like, you're not gonna come here with the nigga shit with him. He's not going to dignify it. He's gonna like, yo, come on, you bugging, relax, you know? So that's what so they came up, I introduced myself to them. I told them to listen to whatever he say. Realize that the power of, we need more of us out there in the workforce, in positions of professional positions. I want them to take advantage of this opportunity and listen to everything that this guy says, because he knows what he's talking about. And just it was pretty good, to talk to the young folks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let me get 20 of the plus. I still put $20 in my tank because it's pretty real. So I sat there and I listened to all the speakers, and when listening to the speakers, I forget the young lady's name, but she was one of those people. She was like, she had 100,000 degrees. She was talking about racism and the history of racism and slavery in Morris County. And I live in Morris County, and I'm able, I think because of the books that I've read, I'm able to parse out the certain racist shit that I see in Morris County. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know, like, wow, I know that's a little bit deeper than the script is telling. You know what I mean? I know there's no black people in these pictures at fucking all. You know what I'm saying? So it was pretty, but I'm able to parse through it. But she actually went into the history of it. You know what I'm saying? Damn, that's it. That's crazy, yo. This gas, yo. I'm going electric. Fuck this. You know what I mean? But I'm able to parse through, like, the racist bullshit. Like, I know what it is. Like, I'm not fooled by all of the wonderful stories of, Morris County becoming this and that. Like, no, bro. Like, I know, like, it was no black people included in any of these plans, and you probably excluded them from their opportunities to create a sustainable life here. So, I know what it is. But with anything, things get better, and thank God it did. But she mentioned fear, and the question that the professor asked me in a text message a few days before that about being afraid, have I ever felt unsafe? And in the conversation that I had with these black administrators at the community college, I realized that I was afraid. I was afraid I didn't feel like I was a part of the school. Not to say that my white classmates were mean to me or anything, or did anything to make me feel excluded. but I just didn't feel as smart as they were. I talked different. I came literally off the street. Like, I was from the hood. I was smoking my bogeys outside, you know what I mean? My mouths, I was alcoholic. I was all these things that they probably were, but I guess I held myself lower than them at the time. And it was the way I felt about myself. So have I ever felt unsafe? Yeah, I guess I have, because I didn't feel so confident in my abilities. I didn't feel supported. I didn't feel like I was a part of, society in scholastically or in a way where I felt like, like I belong here. I did not feel like I belonged. And when you don't feel like you belong, you don't have any security or safety. So yes, I have felt unsafe. I look at like safety as like dying and stuff like that. But no, it's not just that. That's the way, coming from where I come from, safe is like, you don't feel safe, you a bitch or you a punk. And yeah, I felt like that, but I felt like my aggression kept me safe in those aspects of life and in the world. Like to this day, I still go by the same, rules. Like, yo, you not gonna talk to me any type of way. I'll beat you the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still function by those rules and those laws. You know what I mean? Because I don't feel like, I demand respect, period. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's a woman, I can handle that. But even when it's like a male doctor and he talking crazy to me, I stop. Yo, listen, man, let's start again. We gonna respect each other. And if, and there's nothing that they can say. There's nothing you can say, like, what you gonna do about it or none of that stuff. They know they bugging and they know they would not do this to me outside. They understand these rules. You will get beat the fuck up. Don't do that. You know what I mean? So that's how I carry myself. I carry myself respectfully and dignified. And that's something that I realize. I realize in a lot of ways I still feel unsafe because of that inclusion. You know what I mean? Like right now, when he was introducing me to these people, these administrators, and they were very smart. They seemed to have better control of the English language than I felt insecure. I did. Because I still talk like how I talk. And I felt like these people, I'm over here, I'm about to get my second master's degree, and I still don't speak like, I still don't speak probably the way that your classic, educated person speaks. I still have a problem with grasping words and doing things, you know what I'm saying? The way I'm probably a student would classically do it, you know what I mean? I don't know. I am what I am. I feel comfort in being down to earth. I don't ever want to talk to a person and make them feel like I'm speaking down on them, because I know what that feels like when someone just seems like smart as fuck and unrelatable. Like, I always want to be relatable and people be able to talk to me and know that I understand what they're talking about. You know what I mean? So I sat there and I listened, and I think that because they're so smart, they realized my discomfort and invited me in, like, and wanted to use me for what I am. Like, I am a black man that came to a community college to make my life better. And I had no idea the end result, but I worked my tail off and I tried really hard to do something better and do something different. And I am a testament to hard work and perseverance. And he actually sent me a text the next day thanking me for sharing that moment with him, doing this initiative to acquire more black students on the campus. And he was he's just like one of the best people I've ever met in my life. You know what I mean? There's power in your presence, black man. You know what I mean? We aren't just street niggas. We aren't just rappers and ball players. Like, we are educators. We are smart, dignified, beautiful people. And I think we need to shine more of a light on those type of people. Like, no disrespect to the hip hop artists or basketball players who try. I mean, they're the best we got out here representing us in society today. Those are the rich ones. The rich people, black people with money, are the ones who are in those positions. They are athletes and musicians and people that are extremely talented and some of us aren't talented in that way. Some of us aren't able to sing as good as Whitney Houston, or are 6'9", 240 pounds, and can jump through the roof and play an average 30 points at the age of 37. Most of us can't do that. You know what I'm saying? That is a small percentage of society. And when we're smart, we're educated, we can be CEOs and people of power in corporate America. They're there. We just don't highlight those people, and we really should start, because it's not they're there. They're really there. We're not just hood niggas and motherfuckers that struggle. My daughter was writing her college letter for school. And I was telling them, they're not accepting my daughter in school. What the fuck is going on? She did everything right. She volunteered at the Habitat for Humanity. She played fucking field hockey. She did all these sports, softball, kept a fucking a 4.0 grade point average. She did not get accepted at any schools. And I asked my professor, like, why is that? How is that possible? I said, what? Well, did she play the game? And I'm like, what game? What game? My daughter played. She told the truth. Like, I have a mother and a father. They're both college educated. They work hard. I'm this, but she didn't. She has a hard story. She could tell it. She was there. She was the part of the reason why we were able to go to school and obtain our degrees. She was babysitting our children at 11 years old because we couldn't take them to school no more. Like, it was crazy taking them to college with us. That shit felt ghetto, and we just didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, she did everything and obtained and kept a 4.0 grade point average, and did everything she had to do to get into this advanced program. When my daughter graduates from high school, she'll have her associate's degree. You understand what I'm saying? And she just told the truth. She didn't talk the average African American tale about struggle and not having a father and fucking struggling, not knowing where their next meal was coming from. Like, there was times she could have told that story. She didn't tell that. She told about the other side. You know what I'm saying? She went through it with us. We could not have done it without her. You know, now she's over here. Now she probably got to go to school, go to Rutgers, or go to Seton Hall or something around here. You know what I'm saying? Because she didn't tell a tale of fucking poverty and that bullshit ass black narrative that they try to stick to us. You know what I'm saying? It's very upsetting, because I know she really wanted that, and I feel like we couldn't get. It by no fault of her own. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, fuck that narrative. Let's change it. You know what I'm saying? Black men, understand that there's power in your presence. Understand that the narrative is yours. You can control that. Like, no, I'm not. I remember, and then I'll end it. I remember when I was trying to get my nursing license, and I couldn't get my nursing license because I had prior arrests. But it was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in Newark, when you fight, they arrest you. Basically, I had a fight. I fought a cop one time, but I didn't know he was a cop. You know what I'm saying? But he couldn't really handle it. So he maced me, and the badge came out, and oh shit, it's the police. Fuck. You know what I mean? So I basically, my jail shit was like dumb shit. Drunk, dumb shit, fighting and stuff like that. So I was telling her, and then they were keeping my nursing license because of those arrests. And I'm like, yo, so I'm talking to another, like a white nurse. I don't want to say her name because we don't have the best relationship, because I always used to try. She was a little rough around the edges like myself. And she was saying, oh, word, yeah, they did that shit to me too, man. Yeah, man, what you got? I had possession. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, nah, I always violated her expectations of me. Because being from Newark, people think you're supposed to be like what they think people from Newark is like. And I'm like, nah, yo, it ain't all that. It ain't all that. Just like it's a small swath of terrible ass white folks, it's a small swath of terrible ass black folks. It is what it is. It's just people. Poor people live by certain rules. And it's because of necessity. It's because of the surroundings. Surroundings create those type of people. It is what it is. It doesn't mean that they're more or less terrible than the other. You know what I'm saying? It's not the way. So we got control of this narrative, man. You go out there, you try. If you don't make it to the NBA, man, chase your dreams scholastically. Do whatever you want. But don't give up on school. Don't give up on being a professional. Don't go out here looking all kinds of ways. Like, when I was younger and I was listening to the stories of Booker T. Washington and W.E.B. Du Bois, I think that as you get older, you start to conform into a more conservative person. And I know that in my heart, to my core, I would love to be a revolutionary and like go out here and risk it all. But I also understand, like, this is America. It's an experiment where it's filled with a whole bunch of people, and everybody makes America beautiful. Chinese people make America beautiful. Japanese, Haitian, Jamaican, Caribbean folks, all of the Latin Americans, they all add to America and make it beautiful. Italians, they make it a wonderful place. They make it the best place on earth. You know, like, it has its problems, of course, because we're all different. And humans do shit like they just go to what they know. If it's more Italians, you're gonna sit at the table with the Italians because y'all speak the same language. Y'all understand each other. And that's fine. That's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's where they feel safe. That's fine. I don't mind that. I don't think you racist because you hang with the Italians at the lunch table. I don't think that. You know what I'm saying? I just think that I'm different because I'm always the only black person in Morris County. You know what I'm saying? So I got to go out there and get a taste of everybody's food. You know what I'm saying? I have someone that I work with, and she's teaching me about Indian food and Indian spices. You know what I'm saying? Well, I was always afraid of that shit. You know what I'm saying? No, ain't nothing to be afraid of. She's giving it to me in a way that I can digest and understand, and that shit rocking. You know what I'm saying? And it's less salt. So anything with less salt, I'm fucking with that. You feel me? Yo, man, I just want you to take advantage of your opportunity to learn. I used to have a guy that I used to work with named Jimmy, and he used to say, yo, I wish I had all the opportunities that you have, yo. I wish I could have went to school. I couldn't go to school. Gee, you got a school right across the street. You better take this education and go far. And I'm like, what the fuck you talking about? I didn't realize it then. My man was just basically a driver. You know what I'm saying? His brother was a driver. He's from South Carolina. He came from the cotton fields and everything. He used to always say that, yo. Get your education. That shit will take you far. People, get your education. Whether it's self-education, whether it's school, whatever. Educate yourself. That is your freedom. That is your freedom. Money ain't nothing. If you got enough money to take care of yourself, that shit will not make you happy. Traveling and seeing the world and learning. That's the meat to life. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't gotta listen to me. You ain't even gotta stay and listen for this whole 25 minutes. But just know, yo, when I'm giving you game and I'm enlightening myself and I'm coming to these and I'm dealing with these hard parts of being a husband, father, and student and everything that I am, I'm sharing it with you because I know I ain't the only one going through it, man. You know what I mean? I'm 42 years old. Be 43 soon. You know? Can't lie to myself anymore. You know what I mean? So I'm about to run into Starbucks real fast and get my coffee while I wait for the boys to get their cut. I hope you enjoyed this episode because I enjoy sharing all my life with you guys. It's fucking great. And I don't have time to be in the house and do the podcast, so I'm doing it in the car because that's how much you guys mean to me.
A different day, same shit. Nothing the same, but hey, a different day, same shit. Nothing the same, but hey, a different day, same shit. Nothing the same, but hey, a different different day, same shit. Nothing to say, but a different day, same shit. Nothing to say, but a different day, same shit. Nothing to say, but a different day, same shit. Nothing to say, but a different day, same shit.
Welcome to Bricks, homie. Niggas is sick, homie. You need your heat, cause these fishes ain't doing shit for me. I lived only 2 blocks up from Symphony Hall, where the stars perform. Quick was the big homie. He showed me how to pick real niggas and pick phonies. Hold me down, niggas fucked around and got their dicks dirty. And hope dreams deferred, cause I smoke weed. Your first bid quickly wakes a bitch up from his hoop dreams. Track stars become runners, black cars make us dummies get bumped. Niggas singing and crying like they saw onions. Mac under the mailbox, black white woman and male cop. We sell rocks, niggas posted up like a male model. I drink still cause I got a feeling like Braille. More LQs in school, more jail used than you can explain why. They ass in a box except for class and I'm shocked why. Call the cops, they ain't coming, we ain't running.
Around here feel like I'm wasting my life. Homicides, alcohol, and D-rugs. It's hard to make up my mind what to do this time. Do right or do wrong. Can't have the stress of my life, running out of time. I've been down for too long. It's hard to make up my mind what to do this time. Do right or do wrong. Nothing to say, but hey, a different day, same shit. Nothing to say, but hey, a different day, same shit. Nothing to say, but hey, a different day, same shit. Nothing to say, but hey, a different day, same shit. Nothing to say, but hey, a different day, same shit. Nothing to say, but hey, a different day, same shit. Nothing to say, but hey, a different day, same shit. Nothing to say, but hey, a different day, same shit. Around here feel like I'm wasting my life. Homicides, alcohol, and D-rugs. It's hard to make up my mind.